Take two, and...
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
That's good. Yep, that's the first take. Welcome to Science Under the Influence. My name is Henry, joined as always by my co-host,
Mitch.
My co-host Mitch, and our special guest for this evening, Andy. Andy, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, thanks for having me, guys.
Oh, of course. Andy, tell us about yourself.
So
Ranger Andy.
Oh my god.
Look at that, he's dropped the bomb again.
So I'm the Outreach and Education Coordinator for Mulligan's flat Woodland Sanctuary.
Very nice, very nice. So, and speaking of that, we're actually recording live tonight at the... What do we call this?
We're here at the Ford Community Centre. I am taking bookings for Friday nights.
Oh, very
anyone's interested. Yeah.
And you can also go on a Twilight tour at Mulligan's Flats.
We've learned a lot in this last 20 minutes.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, and as you guys can probably hear, this is the first time in months that we have had a live audience. Live audience, say some words.
Wow!
Look at that.
All right.
I'm poorly socialised now, so I just may. I don't know what I'm going to do. So many people.
It's great.
Who are they?
Jesus.
It's great to have people back, honestly. It's when it's just you and me and a
He's
guest
going
on
to cry.
Zoom.
He's going to cry. It's a shit radio, but
It's
he's
so
going to
long.
cry.
I think I should also mention it's important. We are recording this on the night of the 26th of June, and as of right now, the COVID laws in our city are allowing this many people to be in one room.
Correct.
Just in
All
case
40
things
of
come
us.
back. Or
Nobody is keeping their distance.
there is not 40 of us. Wonderful.
There
Yeah.
are 100.
I'd like to thank you guys for joining us, live audience. It's great to have people back, like I said. It's great to just see you guys as well in person.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm looking forward to this
It's
evening.
okay.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this evening. There'll be a lot to get through and a lot of alcohol to consume. So let's get right into it.
Welcome to our first segment.
It's already over.
Shut up, Henry. Just the headlines. So in Just the Headlines, the goings. Right, we've each prepared 3 headlines from the past. It's month, isn't it?
Yeah.
From the past year in science.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
For the past year in science, right? And we'll go around. Again, this is shit radio, but we'll go around clockwise. Yeah. So we'll start with the guest, and you will tell us a headline, and then Henry and I will tell you whether or not we think you're lying, whether you've made it up entirely, or whether it's true. And then you can tell us if that's the case or not, and if we've uncovered
so
your ruse. Fuck
Yeah.
off, Henry. If we've uncovered your ruse, then you must drink.
Okay.
Yes, you must take a shot for every
Potentially
time
2 if we both get
Yeah.
you're in trouble.
There is a
Alright.
chance.
Yeah, and you also lose a point for
And-
each person
yeah.
that gets you.
Keeping track of that.
Do
We've
the
got
points matter?
The points matter. Absolutely, they matter. Of course,
Alright.
I am only saying this because I won the last episode. But the points really matter.
Is there a trophy or a title belt? or
There
something?
is respect, and that is all.
I'm out.
Yeah. So, headline from the past month
Yeah.
of Year of Science, and yes, it can be
Yes.
true or false, and the other people need to guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
Andy,
Over
kick
to you,
us
Ranger
off.
Andy.
Give us a headline.
All right. My first headline: Hurricanes drive the evolution of more aggressive spiders.
He
On
loves
theme.
his spiders. Though.
On theme, yeah.
This man, it's all about spiders at Mulligan's, and there's a chance this could just be that.
But I know so much about them. I could be lying.
That's it.
Would you need to know a lot about spiders to make up something about hurricanes?
Absolutely.
That's my first. I'm asking the big questions. I'm just asking questions.
I think it's false.
Oh, me too.
Cool.
But for different reasons. What are your reasons?
My reasons are just I think a hurricane's done something, but not to a spider.
Yeah, they generally do.
That's it. Yeah,
They do a lot of things. That's why people.
No, it makes sense. Yeah.
They've got
What's
their
your
own
reason?
name. Because, yeah, more aggressive behaviour. What are hurricanes? What would they have to do with that?
You'd be pissed after a hurricane.
They just insult.
It's true. You would be angry. No, I still think it's a lie.
They just school out insults. They say them at you.
Lie
They come
time.
towards you. Lie.
It's true.
Damn it.
Whoa!
All right. So we don't get anything, but you don't lose anything either.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Do I
Everyone's
need
happy.
to explain the headline?
If you want to go into it a little bit, you can, but not.
That's cool. People can look it up. I
Wow,
think
there
that's
you go.
fine.
Yeah, fuck you all.
That's cool.
Thanks for listening.
I thought this was educational. Do it yourself.
I'm
We've
with you on
gone.
that.
Okay.
Mitch, what do you got
This
for
is
us?
online learning. Figure it out. Here's my first one.
Yeah.
Monkey steals COVID-19 blood samples from a lab technician in India.
That's a fucking classic. It's a classic monkey move, honestly.
That is a very cheeky move. What are you thinking?
I think that's true. But we don't have to agree on this. So
Yeah, no, I'm going to go with true as well.
we both think it's true, Mitch.
Is that so?
Yes.
Yeah, you're both correct.
Good. Yeah.
So,
We got it, mate.
Got him down.
attacked a lab technician on the campus of a medical school in India and ran away with the blood samples. Ran up a tree. You can look at the video online. Full on. Yeah.
Well, now I feel bad for not explaining mine.
Got it. Well, you know.
No, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fine. You're the guest. You get away. But yeah, it was in Uttar Pradesh, northern
42
India,
shots worth.
on May the 29th, and the blood samples haven't been seen since.
Oh, they haven't got it back. They're gone forever.
Yeah, monkey ate that shit.
Monkey's just got it.
Someone's gonna have COVID. They won't even know.
Well, the monkey probably.
The monkey now has COVID.
Yeah,
He doesn't even know. Yeah. Cool. At 42 shots, feel free to take this.
What? What? Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. That's Dallas. Here's mine. Meerkat obesity found to affect social hierarchy.
True.
Yeah, I'm going to go with true on that one too. That sounds like a real headline.
Nah, that's fake, man. Sorry. Yeah, that's
Who could respect
headline.
a fat
We're good.
meerkat? That's ridiculous.
you don't need a drink for it. I just don't have to either. But if you want to, I'm not going to stop.
Meerkats notice though. They have to.
Maybe. I mean, it's not. It's
That's
not
like a
completely
stacked
proven.
meerkat.
I s-
Other meerkats are not messing with that meerkat.
Oh, you think if they're like?
I mean, like obesity up top, not obesity.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
So, like,
I'm talking
ripped.
about ripped, like ripped meerkat.
Ripped meerkat.
If they're ripped, the other meerkats aren't going to touch it. But
Meerkats are already so thin down the bottom if they're top heavy. I don't know how that works. That's
they'll just fall, right?
bizarre.
Like if they're that thick, it's like face on the ground.
I thought thick was the bottom heavy one.
Yeah, no, but you're
I don't know
saying
what
top
the fuck
heavy.
I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying top heavy meerkat.
it's a lie anyway. We don't get bogged down in this.
Let's move on.
This one's taking the most time.
Ranger Antley, headline 2.
All right, headline 2.
Rachel
All right,
Ashley.
Ranger Antley.
we can roll with that. All right, Peter trained parrots to talk sense into Amazonian loggers.
Ooh, I really want this to be true.
Yeah.
Is that Peter, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals?
No,
Not Peter,
it's Peter the guy.
Peter.
Peter the guy.
Pete.
Yeah,
Parrot.
yeah, Pete.
I assume he has
Pete,
something to do
Pete,
with parrots.
yeah, it's Pete.
That's it.
No,
Why
it's
is his name
Peter.
not Parrot
It's
Pete?
Peter.
Anyway.
I would love for this to be true. Perhaps goes up to someone and it's like, "You're gonna kill me" or something like that.
If you
in a
had
high
to,
voice.
though, Henry, if you in a high voice,
high voice.
but I can't do with my voice. If you were a parrot or
Okay.
parrot trainer Pete,
Done.
Pete the parrot trainer, what would you train a parrot to say? This isn't a tongue twister. What would you train a parrot to say to make the loggers stop? What would you? What?
Please don't.
Like it's
Please don't. I'm sworn. Please don't.
Please don't.
That's traditionally worked so well.
Consider the ramifications of your actions. There's only so many trees left.
I don't know.
It's true. I think it's true.
I hope it's true,
But
because
there
it's
it is.
2020, I think it's false.
What we got here? You're losing a point either way.
It's false.
Oh.
It is a lie.
It's a shame.
Get in.
Mitch, you're
So
right.
I lose one.
Oh, it's mine
You lose
again.
1 point. Yeah, and you take a shot too.
Do one shot.
I'm going to move my clipboard from your prying eyes.
All right, sure.
Amazing photos show 463-pound gorilla being CT scanned.
What's that in kilos?
Lots.
He's done his research.
No. 463. You're looking at about a 220 kilogram beast there.
That's
There you
quick
go.
maths. All right.
That's.
What do you
very good.
reckon?
Quick math. It's life for a gorilla.
It sounds real enough. Like it sounds boring enough to be real. Like right? Like it's not.
Pretty fucking boring. Yeah.
It's not that exciting. You know, like
Rude.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna say true.
I'm gonna say true as well. Is
Say
Mitch
true.
dying tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out it's true.
Yeah.
It is true.
Oh no.
It's true. And yeah.
Oh, no.
So the
Yeah, let me
gorilla's
pull that
name,
for you as
it was
well.
actually 210 kilos, so my maths was a little bit off. But Makoko had nasal polyps. There you go.
There you go.
So jam that in a
Makoko.
CT scan. It was a
Strong name.
nightmare getting all the body piercings out. But gorilla was like, "Oh, fighting my identity." Oh.
Jesus.
It didn't actually say that. That was a lie. That was a lie.
That's for you. He's just pointing at that shot glass.
It did. It signed it. It's not. That was honestly. If you're at home and you're looking stuff up, right? Because we don't explain things well on the show.
Yeah.
Look up Coco the gorilla. You remember? It's passed away. Rest in peace, Coco.
Oh, not the one for like the Cocoa Pops? Not the mascot for the...
Nobody tell him that's not real. But
What?
no, Coco the gorilla that could sign and met like Robin Williams and stuff.
Yeah.
Tragic.
It
broke my heart.
Beautiful video,
Broke my heart.
isn't it?
Rest in peace, Harambe. Headline, Henry.
Cows get moody during puberty too. And you think I'm just playing with that. That's not. That's the spelling I've got here. Cows get moody during puberty too.
Oh, journalism really is.
I want to say it's false because of the headline. That's horrible.
Moody. What do you think?
You know, I'm gonna say it's true because you just can't lie like that, can you? That's too witty.
Oh,
I don't know.
I could give it a crack.
What do you think, Mitch?
Well,
yeah.
You're a liar, Henry. I think
You're saying it's false.
it's false.
Okay, well, it is absolutely true, but I do lose one because Andy guessed it. This is a real headline, published by the Smithsonian as well.
those guys.
The puns are real. The study was
The joke shop down the road from the Smithsonian. Welcome to the Smithsonian.
The study was published in the Royal Society of Open Science. The cows are subjected to personality tests throughout their lives, and their responses...
What?
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute. Wait, back the fun bus up. Cows are subject to personality tests their whole life.
Not all of them, just some.
It's like, that's a fucking revelation. Cut the show. Where are the cow psychologists? What are we doing?
They're leading
Why
me into
would
the
we
avatar.
have
They're like,
spoken
how do
there?
you feel about this? This is
So their responses were interpreted as either bold, which is assertive, or exploratory, which is more reserved and shy. What?
Oh, man.
And so...
What is
calves...
cow puberty?
I'll get to that. Cows and cows would have consistent traits. Their personality would remain the same, right? But it would fluctuate between 6 and 8 months, which is when the cows reach sexual maturity. And so scientists are now going, cows get moody during puberty as well, like all of us when we were 13.
yeah.
Amazing.
Good.
Ranger Alexi, next one.
Well, you're nailing it.
Doing okay.
All right, my last one. This wallaby species can be pregnant its entire adult life with no break.
True. Love biology.
Shit, alright.
Henry doesn't know shit. Let him go. He's like,
That was you fucking a minute ago.
that's true, yeah. People in glass houses.
No, I think it's false.
Ooh,
I'm gonna say it's false.
interesting.
He was so confident. I don't know why he didn't pick up on that. It is true.
Okay.
It is true. Swamp wallabies have 3
wallabies.
vaginas and 2 uteruses. So they go hard. It's pretty full on.
Also, I don't...
3 and 2 uteruses. Do they do that thing where they pick which one for certain? Fuck off.
I would deploy my child in this one.
Yeah. Where they're saying a certain male, they'd be like,
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
okay. It's a good question.
It's a mating behaviour. It's an interesting because ducks do it. Obviously, Henry, you knew this.
I know, with the ducks with the spiral penis.
Spiral penis, yeah. But
Jeez.
spiral penis ducks, but they pick a vagina. No, ducks are the ones with the very complex vaginas. Anyway,
Spiral penis.
It's okay.
here's my last headline.
Okay.
Exploding Whale Memorial Park honours whale that went out with a bang.
There it is. There it is. All right.
Hang on. Exploding Whale Memorial Park.
Correct.
So the Whale Memorial Park explodes. Yes.
No.
That is not correct.
No, or it's a memorial park to honor the exploding whale. Okay, cool.
The latter point. Yeah.
True.
I think that's true as well. I think that's true as well. Mitch, is this it? Is this going to what started?
Bad.
We got you good this time.
Yeah.
We really got it.
This is not often.
It's true. It's true. It's a true headline. It's a true headline. And they wrote a bluegrass song about it, which you can look up if you're playing it.
What's it called?
Exploding Whale Song? Fucking obviously.
Who's it by? The Exploding Whales?
No, some dude. I don't know his name. Sam.
Oh, right.
Anyway,
It checks out.
it's a park in Oregon. It's literally called, quote, Exploding Whale Memorial Park, end
really
quote,
sad.
in Florence, Oregon. Is named after the event, November 12, 1970. Local officials blew up a beached and decomposing sperm whale measuring 14 metres long and weighing about 7 tons.
Damn. That's
Yeah,
that's
a
fucked.
lot of whale meat. Turns out it was going off beforehand, so it was a shit time for everybody.
Yeah.
There, the Memorial Park.
This is one of the first
A
times.
lot of things going on in Oregon right now.
It's a busy time.
Busy times in Oregon.
Busy time for Oregon.
Let's not talk about it. This is the first time that you've copped -6 this first round, so have fun for the next 2 hours.
I'll come back.
Great.
Watch. Are we like Tyson in his 50s?
I don't get that reference.
He was a boxing man. They went way off the rails.
Thanks, you cleared it up. All right.
All right, my last headline.
A boxer.
Here we go. Elusive night parrot struggles to see in the dark.
True. Kakapo.
It's not.
No, it's not the Kakapo. Kakapo's another one. Yeah, this one's the one that. But don't. Night parrot. Night parrot times.
You're both
You know.
You're both saying this is true?
We're both saying
Yeah.
it's true.
This is true, yes.
There's a movie made about it. You guys should check it out.
Yeah.
2 shots.
The Australian night parrot is endangered. They found one on the side of a Queensland road, and upon investigation, the parrot has a similar eye size to other parrots, but smaller optic nerves.
Oh.
So it has shittier resolution than those that look in the daytime.
Like
So it's like the
It has
webcam
to.
in your laptop as opposed to the one you plug in.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They're
Perfect.
fascinating. They were supposedly extinct, they thought, for decades, and then someone found one just cruising around.
Damn, what a time.
Cruising around
it's
like-
worth looking into.
In a car.
Yeah, in a car. Okay.
Yeah, 69 Cadillac. Just
That's it.
Hanging out.
So,
That's it.
all right.
Doing parrot stuff.
Yeah. Well, at the end of that round, Ranger Andy, you're in the lead. So you're -2.
You know it.
I'm on -3, and everyone's favorite drunk dad, Mitch, is sitting at -6. Look at him go.
I'll get you.
Let's see how the rest of the show goes on, shall we? Alright, next segment. The sounds of science. It's happening. We all have prepared a sound with some relation to science from any time in the history of science's existence.
Wow.
Broad scope.
Broad scope.
Keep it broad.
And we're all going to play it one at a time. And the other 2 people have to guess what the sound may be. Now, the person playing the sound has between 0 and 5 points to give the other 2 pretenders guessing, depending on how close they are to guessing it correctly, because we're assuming no one's going to guess the most niche sound out there correctly straight away. It's not going to be pass-fail. It's going to be, you did okay, chum, or nothing, right?
Fair.
So, with that in mind, and this is our first positive scoring thing as well, so this is everyone except Mitch's chance to get back into the positives. Andy, kick us off. What do you got for us?
All right. Hopefully this has turned up far enough. There are some context clues there for you.
Are there?
Listening. Yeah.
Go again.
Oh shit. Okay, I wasn't ready for that. All
Mitch,
right.
what do you think?
Is it the sound that Henry makes when his Uber Eats order is late?
Are you locking that in?
No, I'm not looking at
It's
this.
like, give your points for it.
It's just like a gentle,
All right.
gentle dig at Henry.
Important.
Is it a kind of bird?
Well, don't answer that just yet, because I'm going to say...
No, it's not a bird.
Okay.
Jesus.
It's not a bird.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. I'm
It is
sorry.
an animal. Yeah, don't
Hey, this is
shush,
getting
Henry.
intense.
It is a kind of animal.
Is it an animal though? Probably.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll let you re-answer.
I'm thinking.
He's thinking again. Okay.
Because
He's always thinking.
I'm never not thinking.
That's it.
It's a quoll.
Oh, is that your guess?
End of answer.
Okay.
I'll
End
answer
of
it.
Okay. Look, you'll look that in. I'll say it is. Okay, I agree that it's an animal. This is like... My answer's going to twist with the rules a little bit, because it's going to be broader than what Mitch has said, but give me just as much of a scope to get points. I think it's something that's smaller than what Mitch said.
Interesting, because there are like 5 species of quoll and they're different sizes, so...
Oh,
See?
Yeah.
Ranger Anderson, he's fucking got you.
I'm all over it, man. You can't get me.
Oh, that's my answer. I think it's something smaller than what you consider
Fuck,
to
that is
be
broad.
Mitch's answer of qual.
Interesting. Can the audience guess?
They can. We can award an audience member some
Let's throw it
points
to the
for this.
audience.
Like, raise your-
Penguin?
You
Penguin.
want a bird? Penguin?
Anything
I'm not
else?
going to give it away yet, but yeah, that's good. That's good. Anyone else? You're a shit audience. All right. Can I tell you what it is now?
Yeah, you know what it is right now. I know, but no, before you do, award us 0 to 5 points first. Build the tension.
Build the tension.
If it's 0, it's 0.
I don't know what to give
How many
you.
points
You
did
were
we get,
so
and why did Henry lose?
broad. No, he did lose for sure. So I'm going to give you 2 because it was barely an answer.
Woo!
I'm going to give you
Did it!
4 because you're
Get
actually
in.
fairly close. It is the sound of a sugar glider. Yeah. You can have 3. 'Cause at least you said an animal.
That's the first audience points ever given out, and it wasn't by one of us, too.
I like it.
Good on you, Andy. That's it. Breaking the status quo.
Alright.
Lovely. Mitch,
My
you're
one?
up.
Alright, hang on.
What do you got for us?
Okay, so this is important that we're all quiet to listen to this. Here we go.
Hello? Hello? 1, 2. 1, 2.
Am I having a stroke?
1, 2. 1, 2.
Oh, shit.
1, 2, 3.
I don't know, man.
1, 2, 3.
I can do this.
How long is this? How long have we done?
Halfway.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Bye bye.
Oh, that's fine.
Bye bye.
I have strong thoughts.
Bye bye.
Okay,
you're ready.
Is this a live recording of that parrot that was stopping?
Peter the parrot.
No, I think it's...
Yes.
This is probably almost certainly wrong, but I'm going to go down this road anyways. I think this is AI related, and that's all I'm going to... That's all I've got.
Shit, I'm going down a different route. I think it's someone training a dolphin or something.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
That's not bad.
that's what I'm going with.
Are you going to do your favourite try of asking the audience as well, Mitch, or are you going to...
I would never be so predictable.
Oh.
Now that you've mentioned it, yeah. Okay, what do the audience think?
Pig?
Pig.
Trained pig?
Trained pig.
Is it
To different. Is it farts?
Is it farts, though?
Is it farts?
Alright, there are your options. Give us some points.
Farts,
Or-
pigs, AI, or
Dolphin
dolphins. Okay, so Ranger Askren gets
Ranger Astrid.
gets 3
Okay.
for sure. Gets
bad.
3
It's not bad.
because he was like no. You know what? Ranger Astrid gets 4
That's
it is.
better.
because it's not a dolphin. It's an orca.
No, fuck off.
Right? Type, but being trained to to trained obviously amazingly to sound exactly like human beings, saying various things. But yeah, no, Henry,
I get no. That's
no
fair.
points at
That's
all,
fair.
and the audience, 2.
You've got to give one for farts. At least.
1 for farts for sure.
One for fair share.
for
Like,
sure.
let's
Just
go.
one. Just one.
Yeah. And 1 for pig because that's viable. Like
It's an animal.
it's an
That's a point, right?
it's an animal.
Alright, here we go. Here's mine. It goes for 2 minutes. It's the same thing over and over.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
It's Flume's new single. Or like whatever other indie, I don't know. What are indie people?
What a gives us
Audience, who are
What
indie
are-
people?
what are indie
are
people,
they
Alec?
and why? I don't know. I'm old. I don't know stuff anymore.
Have you seen the metal band? That's pretty much it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is it Kraftwerk's Arne? Because they're dead. Some of them are dead. What's the other one?
Great reference.
What do you think?
Oh god, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with the easy option and say it's a clock.
Okay.
How was that the fucking
It's like it's
regular.
constant, you know, regular. It sounds like it's ticking along. Yeah. That's a clock.
It's good. Yeah, that's good.
Mitch, what do you think it is?
I'd listen. I don't know. I want to buy the single though.
Okay.
No, my real answer is.
That was good.
My real answer is that. So it's,
We'll cut out the silence in the
no, we won't. No, it's important. It's part of the context.
Very important.
You know,
Yeah.
it's part of the just ruminating here. Yeah, I've got nothing. I got nothing.
Nothing. You want to take a
I'll
stab
go
for
with
1 point.
I'll go with
Take a stab for 1 point.
Big, just a big clock. Just a big clock.
Well, I'm gonna say little clock. That's all. Yeah, tiny, smaller than a clock.
Is it smaller or larger than a clock? Big clocks. That's what I'm saying.
0 points.
Just big throbbing clocks. That's what I think it is.
All right.
Okay. Let me think about this.
It's both, isn't it?
It's a clock. Done, man. Done.
And you're getting
It can grow depending.
and he's getting nothing. But
Boo.
Mitch might be getting 0.5.
What?
I'm gonna give you 0.5 for
Cheeky half
this.
point.
I'm giving you 0.5 for this because
That might be my win.
it's in a way a big clock, kind of.
5. All right.
It's
You
a
know it's a big clock, Henry.
It's a recording of strange sounds that was created by friction inside the Insight Lander. Inside Lander's seismometer that's currently on.
Of course.
How is that
Yeah.
a clock?
Yeah, what the?
It's he's closer because it's a
How
large.
is it
Yeah, what's happening here? Why am I getting robbed? Give him the 0.5.
You want nothing? All right, I'll give
Come on,
Andy the
I'll
half
take that.
point.
Give him half a point as well.
I'll take my phone.
Excuse me.
The slaves are revolting.
Yeah, no, we got each other. What is
I'll give you
this?
both a half point. How about that? So
Done.
completely not being
Fucking
close.
get in. Get in.
This is business.
Oh,
Got it.
the important thing about that sound is that scientists aren't entirely sure what has caused them.
It's a little clock.
It's not a clock. They're created by parts inside the seismometer, contracting as they cool down, especially during the sunset. But they're not exactly sure what is doing that.
Why does it cool down so much during the sunset?
That's not this section, but it gets cold. It gets
right.
real cold. Cool. And at the end of that, let me just add on Mitch's 0.5 to his tally. Andy, comfortable lead on your end.
That's
you,
good.
You broke even. You're sitting at positive 2.5. The man's done it. Let's give it. He's done it. He's done it.
I'm the king.
That's it. I am sitting on -1, and Mitch, you've redeemed yourself here. He's come back. He's on -1.5. He's holding it. It's anyone's game going into the last round. Let's do it.
I'm a fighter. Like Christina Aguilera.
We're here. Science under the influence. That's it. The name of the main section is the name of the podcast. What a genius creative move on our end.
Checks it.
It's a title track.
It's a title track. This is the big one. We have all prepared a major science story from the last month of science, which is corpsing for some reason, and okay.
So professional with this.
That's it.
Keep it up.
I briefly sober up for a minute just to say the fucking rules.
incredible.
And then we tag back out again. A science story from the last month in science. Yes, that's good. And we will explain it in 5 minutes or less. The other two contestants then have to ask a question each about the science story. The person saying the story has to attempt to answer it. 1 point if the science story said in under 5 minutes is coherent, and then 1 point for each question being answered correctly. And Mitch is doing hand gestures. Andy, you want to kick us off?
Major Alexi.
I'd love to.
I'm going to start your timer when you start saying words.
Alright, so for my science under the influence topic, the headline that I have ripped straight from I fucking love science is...
I love science.
That'll be a hard beat on that one.
I'm not beating anymore. It takes too long. And
Yeah,
I'm not doing it.
Good.
I'm not fucking doing it.
Battles only,
It
alright.
takes a while.
So it is COVID-19 has sparked an anthropause, revealing the impacts of humans on wildlife.
I'm excited about this story.
Me too.
I think about this a lot.
That's right.
Tell us more.
Tell us more.
What I really kind of want to get down to and talk about is the idea of a synanthrope. So when you break down that word, syn means together with Jesus Christ.
We're good.
He's fine.
And
Don't mind him. He's new. We know his parents.
Anthro means
Comes here at the weekend.
humanoid man. So synanthrope means together with man. So what we're talking about here are animals that have sort of micro-evolved over a short period of time to rely on humans, basically to survive. There's a bit of a spectrum in terms of synanthropes. So there are some that basically rely on humans in a very small way to survive, and there are some that are 100% dedicated to humans, and they've basically evolved to be dependent on us. So I'm sure you guys have seen in social media when the lockdown started with COVID-19 that some animals were, in quotation marks, bouncing back, right? People in the audience, can you guys give me some some things that you saw maybe on social media about animals bouncing
Kangaroos in Adelaide.
back? Sure, like down the streets? Yeah, 100%. Anybody else?
I saw swans in Venice.
Mountain lions? Dolphins in Italy. That one was kind of debunked a little bit, right? They were adjacent to Italy.
What about iguanas at the... what was the zoo that I talked about on the last episode? We can cut the
You're
time.
cutting into my time.
Sorry.
He's got 3 minutes left. Let us talk. Let the boys talk.
So basically, there have been a lot of these success stories coming out, but what I want to talk about is when humans aren't around, when suddenly we go into lockdown, how do these synanthropes deal with us not being there? So what a lot of scientists have sort of been figuring out is that these animals have created their own micro ecosystem within cities, basically. So when we come down to it, we are basically their primary providers of food. So when we're creating things like rubbish, food scattered across the ground, we have pigeons coming in. They're basically synanthropes. They're coming in and they're feeding off it. Seagulls. They're pretty dependent on us. So when we're not providing them enough food, those guys are starting to starve. They're starting to die off a little bit. Now, when we're talking about predators that are synanthropic, we're talking about things like peregrine falcons. Now, they're found in just about every continent on the planet, and they have really well adapted to life in cities. Vents with heaters coming out of them have created these really good places for nesting sites, but also they are going to be basically predating the pigeons and the rats and those sort of things that are starting to die off because we're no longer being primary providers for them. So this anthropause, this coined term anthropause, is basically this point where this lockdown has provided us time to study exactly what effects humans have on these synanthropes. So we've got this really, really good period of time to do these studies. And as America and other countries start to wake up again, despite COVID warnings, that sort of stuff, we're running out of time, basically. So that's what this article has gone into. Hopefully that's under 5 minutes.
That's solid. Yeah, that's
good.
That's
Great.
That's solid 4.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that makes
Cool. Fantastic.
That's the first applause the show's ever gotten for anybody.
Hey,
So
damn right.
enjoyed that as well.
All right,
That was.
can I have a shot for that?
Do we just suck, Mitch? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, we
is this?
suck, yeah, we
Sky
suck.
comes
We
in,
sucked
bad
all
boy
along.
comes in,
That's
talks
the
for 4
secret.
minutes, gets an applause.
It's like the Sixth Sense at the end. We found out that we sucked all along.
What am I doing with this?
We've been carried by our. I know Mitch passed it to.
your
Mitch
victory
passed
shot?
the alcohol
Your
to me.
victory
I'm
shot?
giving it to you
I
right
don't
now.
know
But, That made sense. That made sense. That made
Point.
sense. It made so much sense that it got an applause, and I feel like if I say it didn't, then there'll be a riot. There'll be a riot. So yeah,
there will be
makes
a riot.
sense. I've got a question, I suppose.
He usually does.
I usually do.
Yeah, cool. Let's hear it.
So,
Andre, I'm sorry.
an example you gave was pigeons for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you know how. What was the term? The term you used?
Synanthrope? Synanthropic, yeah.
See how
Do you have any idea as to how the synanthrope, how pigeons become synanthropic to begin with?
Look, usually synanthropes are really highly adaptable. So they're when we're talking about a pigeon or something like a rat, they're something that basically already has the tools to adapt to a human environment.
Right.
So over a very short period of time, they use the tools that they've already got to adapt. So it's quite quick. So we're not talking about evolution over tens of thousands of years. We're talking about it over hundreds of years to decades. So pigeons already have the tools to adapt. So they become synanthropes because our buildings provide amazing nesting sites for them. So it almost mimics what they would have in nature. And we also provide an abundance of food for them. So putting those two things together, suddenly this is a better place than what they had in the wild.
No, that's really cool.
That-
I'll give you that.
yeah,
That's
sure.
it. Mitch, what do you have?
So, I had a couple of obtuse, less than helpful questions,
You
like
get one.
are there swans and but swans?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, no, it's fine. But my actual question is, how was the bounce back in terms of the synanthropic effect, or like the fact that the synanthropes were declining, and then how was the bounce back measured? How are they getting their data?
Yeah, so I mean that's interesting. The idea here is that this anthropause has given us a position where we can study these animals. Those studies haven't necessarily concluded, or in a lot of studies they haven't even taken place. So basically, this article is telling us that this is the perfect time for it. So a lot of those metrics haven't been gathered.
Right.
It's more a theory, but it's based pretty solidly,
Like evolution. I'm kidding.
in ecology. Well,
Please no.
all right,
Please no.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right.
No, safe space. It's
Let's-
not real.
No.
No, it's good.
sure.
So it's sort of a theory that the synanthropes they've suffered during this time.
That's right. Yeah.
I have some anecdata, which is the best kind of data on social media.
Of course.
Okay.
But where I've noticed that in certain environments where there are usually lots of little people, like children.
Oh,
I see.
No,
that's fair.
Shout out to Peter Dinklage. But no, not that kind of.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. Let's go.
Henry's just shit radio, but he's mentioned it like he's gestured downwards. Anyway, so there are some birds like crows, etc. Similar synanthropes, which is a new term. Thank you, I've learned that. I feel like that deserves a bonus point.
Yes.
If you want to
Yes,
let,
it does.
if you want to let him win more, sure, we can.
I want
Give
to
it to
reward
him.
him. I want to award a bonus point
give him
because
the
I have
bonus
no
point.
idea what that's about.
Easy.
Good.
But yeah, the crows and the birds that usually thrive on, children's detritus, they really suffered during the COVID lockdown, and now they're all about it, chip wrappers, whatever the fuck else they're having a great time. Sure. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you happy with that?
I'm
Great.
I'm extra point happy with
Wonderful. Well, Andy, you have gotten 4 out of 3 possible points.
There it
Congratulations.
is. Give me the title belt now.
Mitch, do you wanna go next? Do you wanna tell us some information? Do you wanna learn
I'm not
us?
sure if you're ready.
Learn us.
Alright.
Learn us, Mitch.
Dr. Catherine Mosby.
His wife, yep.
Kneeling in the dust of the South Australian arid zone wildlife reserve gently picks up the corpse of
I just wasted
freshly.
time.
No, I'm not wasting time. Did you? This is my preamble. Fuck off.
Just 60 seconds in.
No, I'm fine. This is how it works. If you haven't listened to the show, I'm sorry. You missed out on some real treats.
Fuck.
Dr. Catherine Mosby in the dust of the arid zone, wildlife recovery zone, picks up a bettong mother in her pouch, young, dying. Mother, dead. Reason?
Questions for this.
Cats.
Alright.
Cats. I hear you say, why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we do this? Why do we do this in conservation efforts? We bring them into the park. We breed them. We make them strong. We release them. They're all killed by cats. The answer is here. The answer is here. And the answer's name is the Felixer. So,
Great, that was 2 minutes. Carry on.
the Felixer is an autonomous cat killing machine.
Fuck yeah.
So it's been deployed in zones where they're reintroducing native species that have previously been wiped out by cats and foxes. And what do I hear you say? What's the Felixer?
What's the Felixer, Mitch?
That's a good question.
It's a drone with not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 laser-guided cameras. It'll take a photo of the thing that it detects moving past the front of the Felixer, and then, should it be a cat, which it can detect by the gait and by the height, it sprays the poison. And then, upon the coat of the cat moves on, cleans itself, ingests the poison, dead, within anything up to 2 hours. Or more than 2 hours. 2 hours is a pretty good average. So the Felixer is a device that's put out in the areas that these native animals, like bettongs, and I know that this will hit you right where you live, Randra.
You've already got me, yeah.
Stick nest rats, western barred bandicoots, western quolls, all of these animals. We can't deal with the feral cat problem, right?
That's all he's doing.
They are.
We can't deal with the feral cat problem. Arid Recovery Reserve, they deployed not 1, but heaps 15 of these Felixers, right, into the area. Cost about 15k a piece. Dr. Catherine Moseby, University of New South Wales. Shout out to you, the Mosinator.
Cat nose.
Putting in work with the Felixer, laying them out, and it discharges a reusable capsule of 1080 onto the cat's fur. Cat
What?
goes along, has a clean, dies. True story. Fantastic. They've conducted a field trial.
Sure.
And they've eradicated about 80% of the feral cats in an area where native animals are reintroduced. So this is this South Australian recovery zone. So these Felixers, autonomous devices that you can deploy in areas where animals are going to be reintroduced, they will take out the feral cat population, and no extra charge, foxes, fuck them too. They're all there.
Fuck the foxes.
Fuck
They can get it. They can get it. Laser sensors are set up so that they detect the gait and the speed of particular animals. Now here you ask, what about the bettong? Right?
Ask it.
The same thing.
Ask it, Andy.
That's the same thing.
Oh, what about the bettong?
There you go.
Different gait, different speed, laser sensors. This Felixer, this box of magic, this engineered box of wonder and joy, can detect whether or not it's a bettong or a fox. Bettong, no spray. Fox, dead. So this is how we bring back our native animals. Felixers, everywhere, on every street corner, in every wildlife reserve, in my front yard, in your front yard, in Henry's front yard.
Sure.
Did you check your notes?
So Dr. Catherine Moseby, I'm talking to you right now. You're a hero. She's been doing this work for 20 years trying to reintroduce animals, and you know what happens? Bilby moments. But you know what stops it? Felixer.
There you go.
Can we get a round of applause
That's
for
your
Catherine
5.
Moseby?
Go on,
Seriously.
Cat Moseby, let's go.
And
Let's
Mr.
go.
Mitch too, right?
Give Mitch one.
That's great.
Nothing too much.
Great story.
For many moments in that, I thought you were just saying words with pauses.
That's my
You
shtick.
know, like-
That's my shtick.
Woman.
You are
Walks.
hard man to
Towards
pin down. That was really weird.
Animal. What are you gonna do?
I spent a while on this story.
And yet-
I'm not too proud to admit.
And yet somehow it made sense.
It landed well. That was a great story.
You take away the first 2 minutes of introduction that could have been said in 20 seconds.
But could it? Could it with the same impact? You know? That's what you need to ask yourself.
Okay. I got a question. I got a question for you, Mitch. Why is it? Actually, it's probably an easier question. I'm hoping Andy has something a lot harder. But why has Dr. Cat named aptly as well?
Catherine Mosley.
Yeah, Dr. Cat Mosby.
Cat Mosley.
Catherine.
Why has she called it the Felixer?
She didn't.
That's
So,
boring. All right.
yeah, sorry. It's
Go
been a conjunction with a few. So, funnily enough, this device isn't yet commercially available, only used in research. Yeah. But the company that produced it, I don't know. Felixer sounds pretty dope, though.
But Felixer itself, like Felix is Latin cat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Felixer.
Cartoon cat.
So, Felixer is like a cat fucking machine.
Whoa. I mean, it's a
Not literally.
cat killing machine.
But, like, it's a cat killing machine.
Okay.
So, you've got to call it a Felixidal box. I don't know.
I didn't realize the EO at the end of a word just meant killing machine or fucking killing machine.
Yeah, it's one of their Gmail addresses, henry@gmail.com.
Jesus.
Not true.
Sure.
I love Henry in a weird way. Anyway, Felixer is, I don't know why they called it that. Cat, if you want to, sorry, Dr. Mosley, if you would like to let us know.
Can I give?
Or never speak to us again.
sure she's a
Both
fan.
options are fine.
She's definitely listening.
I'm gonna give you half a point. I'm sorry.
That's
sorry.
hurtful. That's hurtful.
It's just a bit of a
That's
cop-out answer. Because the aim of the game is if you don't know the answer, then we don't give you anything. So maybe
What was
giving you
the
half.
actual question? Okay.
Why is it called Felix?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll give you half.
Like half a point.
I'll give you half.
That's half a point.
You've said some words that sound decent.
That's fair.
Mitch, Andy, what do you got?
Sure. So my question is, what are the long-term rollout plans for something like this?
Yeah.
In the context of sure, this is a drone, a flying drone, I assume.
No.
It's not a flying drone. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that should be my fucking question. I don't know. So I mean, I'll finish my question, and then maybe that can be part of the answer.
No, I can give you one for free. Not a flying
do it.
drone.
Not a flying drone.
For free.
Cool. Okay. So, I mean, in terms of how are we going to stop this drone from killing house pets that have just been let out of the house, or will it does know the distinction between a fox and a dog, someone's dog? I don't want to be walking my dog and be accosted by a drone spraying poison at me, right? Are there plans for that?
The serious answer is these are static drones.
Okay.
And they're in regions which are designated release areas for native animals. So and they've figured out as well from pretty painstaking research that feral cats take particular pathways. Like they'll follow dry riverbeds or whatever. I mean, I'm teaching you to suck eggs, Ranger. Andres, a bitch. But
okay.
Yeah.
God, you're killing that.
That's a word.
Because they follow they follow particular pathways or whatever, so they plant them along there, and they are static little drones. They look pretty much like the size of a medium. Where did I get this? But medium-sized toolbox, and they have lasers on the front, four of them, arrays, and then a poison sprayer. So it's very unlikely that you come into contact with them.
Sure, that's great.
The less than serious answer is tough shit.
Yeah.
Stop walking your dog
You're
through
fucked,
areas
yeah.
where fucking native animals are being reintroduced.
Sure.
And also with the cat thing, look, I love cats.
Look.
Yeah, which is always the best setup. I love cats. You might love cats.
No, I don't.
Some people love cats, but keep them inside. For fuck's sake, keep them inside.
Thank you for saying that, yeah.
Jesus Christ on a bike. They are unbelievable killing machines of anything else that isn't a fucking cat.
100%, yeah.
Right? So inside the house, wonderful. Much easier to get your photos for Instagram there. Don't fucking let them outside. That's my less than serious.
That's the point.
Are you happy with
that?
that?
Yeah, you nailed that answer. That's
Awesome.
really good. I say that because, we do wildlife reintroductions at Mulligan's Flat, but it's public land. You can go walking there 24/7 unless there's some kind of dangerous activity going on there.
Felixer.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like you could be riding through on your bike and get knocked out by a Felixer, right?
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's
actually,
good to know.
it's not as toxic to native animals, apparently.
Your dog wants to rescue you. He does. He really does. He's a good boy and he really does want to rescue you. Let me tell you more about this. Walter and Gigi are the best boys out there, Mitch. Don't talk shit about your dogs. I walk them every weekend. They're adorable.
It's true.
There is a legend of dogs saving people, especially with like the Lassie films and recently that Bolt film that I think Pixar made.
Yeah.
Right?
Shout out to Pixar.
Right? Yeah. But my boys, Josh Van Borg from Arizona State's University Department of Psychology.
Shout out to JVB.
Shout out to JVB and his mate, Clive Wine, old CW, also
The Wine Dog.
Also professor of psychology at the ASU, but more importantly,
Prof Wine Dog.
more importantly, wait for this, the director of Canine Science Laboratory.
Oh.
That's a real title this bird has.
Sure.
Collaboratory, yeah.
Oh,
Collaboratory.
cool.
Sorry, I know.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was in a zone. I had to keep saying words. They tested this theory of dogs wanting to rescue. They did a full experiment on it. And it's a case of not just watching a dog rescue you, but also figuring out why a dog would rescue you. So, 60 doggos with no rescue training, right? None of that, I'm gonna go save a person shit, right? None of that shit. Just, I'm just gonna vibe because I'm a dog, right? Their main test was they got each owner of the doggo confined in a large box that had a lightweight door, and the dog could move the door aside, and they'd find the owner trapped in there. And the owners, they feigned distress. They were all like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die," kind of stuff. And they were actually, stay with me, bitch. Yeah. They were actually coached beforehand by the researchers to help make their cries sound authentic. That's the level this fucking went to, right? And they did that, and they were like, "How many dogs gonna respond?" Well, 1/3 of their dogs rescued the distressed owners. That doesn't sound like that much. It's like, oh, 20 dogs, sure. But that's actually very impressive. And let me go into why.
20 dogs.
20 dogs out of 60 is impressive because there were control tests involved, right? There were some control tests they did beforehand. And they think that there were two things at stake here for the dogs. A, the dog's desire to help the owners, but B, how well the dog actually understood how they could help the owners, right? One control test saw the dog watch a researcher drop food into a box. And they'd be like, "You're gonna go for the food, dog?" And the dog wouldn't actually. Only 19 dogs opened the box. So less dogs opened the box than they helped their people. And so without controlling that, a dog's understanding of how to open a box, more dogs rescued their owners. Now, out of the 2/3 of dogs that didn't open their box, that offers a strong indication that rescuing requires more than just motivation, but also the ability to actually rescue the dogs out, right? Because of the 19 dogs that did get the food, 84% of those dogs also rescued their owners. They knew how to get into the box to begin with. The dogs want to rescue you, they just don't know how to.
Or do they think you're food?
Right? But another important part is that they measured distress. They know stress indicators like whining and all that. And the dogs were more distressed during that original test, the whole "help, I'm dying" kind of test. The dogs were more distressed during that. They barked and they whined more. 9 dogs whined during the whole thing. 8 of those dogs were from the distress test. 1 was for food, because fucking classic. Fucking tag yourself, I'm that dog, right? I'm a dog fucking whining for food. And these behaviors, it shows what we think of as empathy. The dogs have that. They've got the empathy. They just don't quite know how to get there, because a lot of human technology isn't dog helping, right? Now, Wine, this is a direct quote from him. He says that it shows that dogs really care about their people. Even without training, many dogs will try and rescue people who appear to be in distress, and when they fail, we can still see how upset they are. The next step for these guys, they want to explore whether or not these dogs that do rescue the people are actually close to the person, or if they just want to explore the box that they're hidden in, right? That's the next step forward, and that's the next opportunity to come to. But it's just a nice, feel-good story that dogs really are trying. They love you. The doggos love you, and they really want the best from you, and that includes you not dying. 4 minutes 59.
Bip, done. Hey!
Yeah! Words! He said words.
Good words.
Thank you.
Got no issues with that.
Made sense.
Words make sense?
Words make sense.
Words make sense?
The words make sense.
Yes, words make sense. He broke even. Let's go. Questions?
You want to take this one first? Questions?
Ranger Andreevich, it's yours.
Thank you. I mean, God, I have issues with this test.
Sure.
So it's my understanding that the difference between the control and the actual test was a matter of one dog's difference.
Is that your question?
Is that
your question?
Was that what I heard when you were saying it? Was it 19 to 20 that rescued the thing inside the box?
Is that just a general question or is that a question?
That's a general question. That's my understanding of it.
Yeah, the difference between the amount of dogs that rescued, 20, and the amount of dogs that did the food thing was 19, yes.
God, I don't know what to think about this because I don't see a conclusion there, honestly. I mean, I want to talk to the researchers.
Okay, so your question is just... They did a second control test as well.
Okay.
Right? And the important thing to note here is that the control test themselves was what was different in the studies.
Right.
No study at this point had any control tests for this. And when they did any of these tests, they did them 3 times, and they came to an average for that. But there was a second control test. There was a second control test which saw the owner sitting inside the box, and they just calmly read aloud from a magazine. Right? And in that case, 4 fewer dogs opened the box during the reading than the distress.
4 fewer.
4 fewer.
4 fewer.
4 fewer.
4 fewer.
4 fewer.
How many?
4 fewer.
Okay.
4 fewer. In fact, some dogs show that in that case, the dogs didn't really want to just be apart from their owners, but the dogs opening the box more often in the distress test than in the reading control, that indicated that rescuing could be explained solely by dogs wanting... Sorry, that didn't indicate that rescuing could just be the dogs wanting to be near their owners. The fact there was more dogs that got there.
Look, I'll give you a point for that explanation because that was really good, but I genuinely think it needs a larger sample size for that kind of study.
Sure.
That's nothing. I mean, I wouldn't.
That's cool. We'll chat to Josh and Clive, and we'll make them do some more. Why not?
Let's buckle up.
Yeah.
Josh or Clive, sorting shit out. Here we go.
Yeah. What do you got for me?
How
Okay.
is there a control group for this? Do they have dogs that don't give a fuck about people? They brought them in, like my dogs.
Question, actually.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. So
like spiteful.
the control.
Yeah, they're mean.
I guess the control in here was more the fact that they did several experiments and had the same dogs for each experiment, right? So the control here was the same dogs being in each experiment. And I know that's a shit answer. I know that's a shit answer, but in terms of the facts of this article, that's the correct answer.
Yeah,
It's the same 60 dogs for each one. So by that logic, the control for this experiment within that many experiments is it being the same 60 dogs for each experiment.
I want Ranger Arya to win, so I'm gonna say it's a no dice from me.
That's a no dice. At least give it half.
The half point.
Yeah,
dice.
oof, right? Ooh, let's go.
That's
No dice. I'm a hard man. I run a tough podcast.
To be fair,
Tough shit.
it's a shit answer, but it's the right one.
It's the right answer, right?
Alright, you can
It's
have
not
half.
good, but
Henry,
it's
you-
yeah.
They're gonna have half?
You cheeky Jezebel.
It's a tough one because that's not a good study. I mean, I'll
Okay,
go
let's
out
go.
and say it. Like, I wouldn't put any weight onto that.
So where are we at with the scores at the end of this?
That's a brilliant question. I think I need a second to properly read what I've written here after all this.
You
and
just give me the trophy already.
we'll get back to it in one slick second. But until then, I'm gonna read some words. Our live audience is gonna chat a bit, and we'll come back to this podcast in it'll be like 10 minutes in real life, but it'll be like
The
1
word from
second
our
in
sponsors.
editing.
Sure, we'll just cut it.
Yeah, we just got it. Cool. Nice. Cut. And that brings us to the end of the official episode of the podcast. My goodness. It's good to be back with a live crowd. Thank you guys for being here so much. Let's give it a hand. Thank you so well. My goodness.
Yeah.
They've sat through the last 2 hours of recording. They've done it. I've done the scores, and my goodness, Mitch, you spoke it into existence. I come in last at 1.5. Mitch comes in second at 2.5, but our clear winner for the evening, Andy, sitting at 6.5 points.
Thanks for giving it to me, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us this month. Anything you want to say? Any things you want to plug? Any things you want to
Is there
go
a
into?
cash prize?
There is no cash prize, but
shit.
there is respect. So take that.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys giving me a platform to come in here and talk about what Mulligan's Flat does. Mulligan's Flat is, like I said at the beginning, a wildlife sanctuary. We actually have 485 hectares of basically nature reserve, and we've got 12 kilometers of predator-proof fence that goes all the way around the outside of the sanctuary. And with that predator-proof fence, we've actually done a lot of reintroductions for animals that have been basically extinct on mainland Australia for up to 100 years. In fact, nearly up to 120 years. So things like the eastern bettong, which you spoke about bettongs, the eastern quoll, and someone spoke about quolls, little quolls, smaller than a quoll,
big quolls, little quolls,
and bushstone curlews, which can still be found up in northern Australia. But eastern bettongs and eastern quolls can only be found in Tasmania, and they used to be found all the way down the east coast of Australia. So you can now come to Mulligan's Flat and see them in the flesh. So if anybody's interested in that, please go to mulligansflat.org.au and you can jump on a twilight tour. And we're actually giving you 10% off if you use the code SUI10 on checkout. So make sure you do that. I would love to see everybody there. We've got amazing guides. So I'll see you in the sanctuary.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Let's give him a hand. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Before we call it for the official episode and bring to our music performance, Mitch, you got things to plug. We got socials to plug.
Yeah, we do.
Give him some. Tell him some words.
We're Science Under the Influence on Facebook. We're SUI Podcast, or at SUI Podcast rather, on Twitter. And we are we're on Reddit as well.
Reddit, we're on YouTube.
Science Under the Influence. We're on YouTube. Science Under the Influence. We're going to get around to that.
Yeah.
Get around to that.
That's it.
YouTube
Actually,
happening.
On that note, the extended cut is only available on YouTube, and what that is, you may be asking. Yeah, good. After we hear from our wonderful friends from Signs and Symbols, the official episode on Spotify is going to end, but there is a lot more alcoholic rambling to come between the three of us that you will hear in a video on YouTube, so definitely go follow that channel if you want
Signs and Symbols,
to hear more of that. Signs and Symbols.
Let me fucking tell you.
Before I introduce them properly, Mitch, what do you got?
Go on.
Sing their praises. Let's go.
My whole synopsis is, it slaps. It's good stuff. Get into it. I had several tracks. I think the first one they're going to play is The Blue.
That's it.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's
The
it.
Blue?
That's it. The Blue.
Fantastic. I would have gone for Jack of Diamonds.
That's coming later. That's coming later.
Jack of Diamonds is a tune. If you like polyrhythms, if you like rock, if you like guitars that sound good, you're there. It's fantastic.
Amazing.
Signs and Symbols, excellent.
Brilliant. One more time before we take it out. Ranger Andy, we've succumbed to that. Thank you very much for joining us this
Thanks
evening.
for having me.
Ranger 11, thank you.
My name has been Henry, joined as always by my amazing co-host,
Mitch.
To take us out, they are a crunchy pack of pickies from Australia's capital with a taste of good tunes, good vibes and good times. Their music has been heard from the United Kingdom all the way to El Salvador. You can find them on Triple J Unearthed and all major music platforms. From their
Signs and Symbols.
hang on, no, there's more. From their newest album, Counting in Colours. They are Signs and Symbols, and this song is called The Blue. We'll catch you guys next time.
Who is Al Salvador?
Down in the places where once was new, trying on your featherweight.
Give us a clap.
The conference right now.
Give us a clap.
Okay, wait.
Go. Go on.
He wishes.
That fucking slapped.
That was amazing.
That fucking slapped.
That tune, I tell you what, buckle up, Buttercups, because the real tune is yet to come.
That's it.
Jack of Diamonds will take your fucking face off.
If you're still listening at this point, that means you're on YouTube right now and you're hearing our extended cut. Welcome. We are all very gone and we are gonna say Mitch especially at this point.
You losing those 6 shots at the beginning of the night. Fuck you.
I was evil. It was evil. I've been full stop drunk for most of the episode.
Amazing. This is the point in the show where we have a less live audience member because everyone who has realized what this is has already left and are sticking around for the other half.
Give us a shout, live audience.
Hello! Shout!
And
let it all out.
we're going to be playing a few games that we've taken out of the official episode.
Yeah.
We're going to try this as good as we can, and we're going to start it off with Ranger Andy here, who's going to tell us about the wacky words he has. Wacky Words is the first game. Also, fun fact about the extended cut, we try our best to not actually cut it at any point. We're just going to say words for the next 45 to an hour minutes.
Solid.
And we're going to try our best.
What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing could go wrong.
Ranger Amber.
Ranger Amber, what do you have for us?
Holy shit. Alright, so I have got 4 words,
4 words.
and one of them is made up.
Okay.
Now, to be on theme, these are spider anatomy related.
Ranger Andy loves his fucking spiders.
For those
Love
of you that don't
spiders.
know, I am a self-proclaimed spider expert. Most would disagree with that, and that's fine.
An arachnid.
And here we are, folks. That's Dallas. Let's
An
go.
arachnophiliac, if you will.
That's it, apt.
Alright,
Way to
so
describe it.
Alright.
Words.
Yep, give us the words,
Rock and
and then Mitch and I will guess which word we think is not real.
Word
Incorrect.
number 1 is spermathecate.
Say it again.
Spermathecate.
Okay.
Okay. Word number 2 is fovea.
Okay.
That's fovea. Word number 3 is spidroin.
That's okay.
Well, it's spidroin.
Okay.
The 4th word, and obviously the best one, is clasponella. Clasponella.
Mitch has given us 4 spiders.
Well, spider anatomy related words.
Spider anatomy related words.
Yeah.
Spermathecate is real.
How do you know?
He knows.
I did my time.
He's pretty good.
He's done his time.
I did my time in Spider
You
Town.
knew about wallabies, so that's fair. They're pretty closely related.
I'm just imagining your time being you just sitting in a room and everyone's like, and people, there's just a voice being like, "This is a spider. This is a spider," and that's just you for 48 hours.
Yeah.
Was that
At
it?
least. Yeah, it was part of it.
So what have we got? I can repeat them if you want.
Go ahead.
To repeat.
Spermathecate, fovea,
Real.
spidroin,
Not sure.
clasponella.
Not sure. Not sure either.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the 3rd one, and I'm saying the 3rd one not because I can't pronounce it,
Spidroin.
spidroin, but because
Because he can't pronounce it.
because I wanted to hear it from your wonderful voice, and I'm going with the 3rd one, spidroin. What do you
What do we got
think?
from Mitch? It's a quick game.
It is a quick game.
Yeah.
It's a very efficient one. He is thinking at this
Yeah.
point. I promise he is.
Bidroin. Yeah.
He is thinking.
Alright, I'll go with you, Henry. You know
That's a
it's your fault. It's your fault. It's fucked
stupid
up.
idea. You just
It's
jumped on.
usually a terrible idea. Let's go.
Do I get further into the lead because you're both wrong?
You've already
Yeah,
won
you
this
do.
game.
You do.
I know,
You've
but
won.
I want extra points.
You're crushing
go
it.
on.
You're
Okay, so
crushing it at this point.
spermathecate is a receptacle in which sperm is stored after mating.
But of
So
course.
a female spider can hold sperm in a spermathecate until she molts her exuvia, and she can access that at any point. So
That's where I store my. That's where I store my.
That's
sperm.
right.
That's where you store your sperm.
It's similar to the pocket that you
My
have sperm in.
spermathecate.
That's right. A fovea is a depression or pit in the center of the carapace on the dorsal side of the
On the rear
the
for
thing,
the
the
dorsal.
thing what the head is on. Cephalothorax. Cephalothorax. You got me.
I'm a spider expert.
The head body.
yeah.
The head body.
Yes,
On the head body.
This man's devoted his entire life knowing about spiders.
Cephalothorax.
What was that?
Marking an inward projection of the exoskeleton to which the stomach muscles are attached. They've got a sucking stomach in the center of the cephalothorax, and it has another word. It has another meaning in the human body. In the eye, it's a tiny pit located in the macula of the retina
you
that
go.
provides
Very nice.
very clear vision. So it's actually got two meanings, which is
There you go.
interesting. A spidroin, you're both wrong. They are the main proteins in spider silk.
Oh.
Okay.
Contain different
Okay.
spidroins, all of which are members of a single protein family.
Okay.
Claspinella I made up because I just thought it was a fun.
Get the fuck! I thought claspers are the kind of things. They're the three-pronged appendage by which spiders weave
I
their
came up-
fucking magic
I-
ranger ambushagan. Like
That's a good one. I
They're
did
just
come up
getting more
with.
Middle Eastern, aren't they?
I did
Shit.
come up with an explanation for it just for the fun of it. It is the linkage between the spider's abdomen and cephalothorax, which it is not. That has a different name, which is pedicel. But
Right.
cool. All
Well,
right. You
if-
both wrong.
If we
You
was-
continue to win.
If we were still
continue
scoring,
to win.
Continue to win. This is when you cash out at the pokies
And I usually
and
do,
just take
yeah.
the money and just walk away. Right?
Yeah, I should walk away.
Walk away at this point.
Yeah, cool.
All right, I've got a game, and the game
Let's go.
is called Sci-Lies.
Hey, I remember this
Bit of a
game.
throwback. This
I
was a
remember
game-
this game.
This was a game that we workshop back in the day. It hasn't stuck around in the official episode, but I do enjoy it. Basically,
It's okay.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
It's okay.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
It's a solid.
It's a solid B plus.
It's a solid B.
Solid B plus.
It's a solid C. C.
C minus.
It's a solid C.
I am going to tell you guys a 30-second story about some science that has happened in history, any time in history, or it's completely fake, right? One or the other.
Okay, alright.
I will say the entire story in 30 seconds. You will then both have a question to ask me about the story. Afterwards, you must decide on the story's authenticity, but you must agree. The two of you must agree on an answer, and you must say, yep, that's true or that's false, and I will tell you if you're right or wrong. Are you ready for this 30 seconds?
Ranger Axial.
Ranger
Axel and
Yes.
I.
Yes.
Oof.
The
My
two
joke
of
to you.
the two. Yes.
No.
Clearly, yes.
No.
Right.
Groupers, we got this.
Here's my story.
Here we go.
This is either a completely true story or a completely false story, and I'll say it in 30 seconds. In 2019, scientists played music to cheese as it aged. A cheesemaker, alongside a team of researchers, put 9 22-pound wheels of Emmental cheese in wooden crates and exposed them to endless 24-hour loops of sound. Different genres were represented, including Mozart for classical, Led Zeppelin for rock, and A Tribe Called Quest for hip-hop. The cheese was then examined by food technologists. They found that music cheese had milder flavors, while hip-hop cheese having the stronger aromas. 2 rounds of blind taste testing by a jury of culinary experts also occurred. Their conclusion was the same. A Tribe Called Quest cheese was, quote-unquote, remarkably fruity, both in smell and taste, and significantly different from the other samples. Funky stuff. You have a question each, and then you must decide as a couple.
That's bullshit. That's
You have a-
crazy.
You have a question each.
I don't need it.
I mean, but you have to agree on this.
Look,
So if you think it's false, you have
Okay.
you have to convince Mitch that it's false.
I'm totally impressed with the idea that some people play music to growing plants and shit, right? Like, that's something that people do to see if they grow healthier to heavy metal or whatever, or to classical music.
That has happened.
Exactly.
I'll vouch for that.
That's the basis of truth in this lie. But I don't think anyone's ever. I don't think anyone's ever played it to cheese and gotten a different taste out of it. I think that's crazy. What do you think, Mitch?
Look, I have many questions,
Okay.
which would be difficult to narrow down to one.
You have one
But
each?
you have one question.
Apparently.
What is your one fantastic question?
Okay, my one fantastic question. So obviously this was a study done, right?
Sure.
What is the mechanism for which cheese understands this music and adapts and changes taste, right?
It's just a fucking brilliant sentence. What is the mechanism by which cheese understands this music? You know what?
But like that would be the outcome of the study, right?
2020 can fuck itself. That sentence has redeemed it. What is the mechanism by which cheese understands this music?
2020.
Ranger Arabiata
is asking us a question.
Yeah, my name's a joke. It's
Alejandro. No.
So that's your question. What is the range?
Yeah, what, yeah. What is the mechanism?
Okay, well, aside from the culinary scientists doing
Delight.
the blind taste test, the next step for the study was they were going to put the cheese through a biomedical survey to see if there are actual differences in its structure. The cheese was then going to get exposed to 5 to 10 different types of hip-hop to measure the effects of said hip-hop on said cheese.
Sorry, could you say hip-hop again?
Hip-hop.
Hip-hop?
What'd you
Hip-hop?
say?
Good stuff.
Good.
Was
It's
it?
fine.
What? Hip-hop?
Good.
What sort of music does...
Hip-hop?
Okay, I got
Good.
it. Alright, we're good. I'm still calling bullshit. I don't know.
Okay, well,
Mitch,
Mitch,
what
you had a
do you
question?
reckon? Are we disagreeing on this or do we have to discuss it more?
But you can't disagree, right? You have to agree
No,
on
that's
the
what I'm saying.
answer.
We can
Yeah,
discuss
cool.
it more,
Wonderful.
yeah. What do you reckon?
I think he's lying.
You got a question.
How did they measure the effect of the hip-hop?
Is that your question?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I answered that in the 30
I
seconds.
feel like you answered that.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm dumb. Figure it out.
Well, you're drunk.
You're drunk.
You're drunk. No, it's
Thanks for my dad. It's been a rough week.
Do you-
Okay?
I'm sorry.
Do you want to commit to that question?
You had to ask. didn't you?
I do, because like...
Here we
no,
go.
no,
I'm going to
just,
actually switch my brain on.
just because the question you asked, I answered. And your partner in this also
That's true.
agreed
He did-
that
he
I
did. Yeah,
answered.
no, he did.
I do agree.
So,
Mitch, ask me the name of the cheesemaker. Do it. Ask me
prepared for
ask
that.
me the name of the
true,
cheesemaker,
that's
Mitch.
true.
Ask me the name.
where was this
Ask me the
published?
name. This was published.
Nature.
This was published via the Bern University of Arts. Boom.
Fuck, he's getting...
Burn.
He's got
Austrian.
all the answers to questions, hasn't he?
I'll let you ask the name of the cheesemaker. You want to ask me the name of the cheesemaker?
What's the name of the cheesemaker, Henry?
It is a Swiss cheesemaker by the name of Beat Wampfler. He is a veterinarian by day and a cheesemaker by night. Let's go.
What a fucking lord of a guy. What a lord of a gentleman. Veterinarian by day. Once your horse is fixed, ladies and gentlemen, fuck off. Now it's cheese time.
So we're supposed to believe
The rest of the fucking day, you, sir,
science.
are a king.
It's ridiculous. So he's an expert on animal science during the week.
Sure.
And then he's like my dad on the weekends, making brie over the course of 10 hours in his fucking kitchen.
I love your middle class dad. I love your upper middle class dad.
Extremely middle
It's
class.
exquisite
Can I
brie.
call him Mr. O'Meara? Is that
Exquisite.
No, I'm Mr. O'Meara. You can call him Sir.
Sir O'Meara, you are the man.
A king.
Let's go.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm listening.
A king lord.
No, he hates the content.
You know what? Here's the thesis. I think you're fucking lying.
I think he's lying too, so let's agree on that.
So you both
Agreed.
agree I'm lying.
Corona?
Alright. You both agree I'm lying.
Yeah.
Well, you're both wrong. This is a real science story. Let's fucking go. This is a real science story, and my answers to all of your potential other questions I have here too. Firstly, Beat Wampfler, I know you're listening because I'm going to tweet you on Twitter. You're the fucking man, and that fucking man...
Beat, you're a fucking champ.
Beat,
Beat,
you're the fucking best,
get
man.
in.
You're the fucking
Beat,
best.
honestly, if I had a name like Beat Monfla, I feel like things would have gone differently for me. You know,
Then by
big
day,
waffler.
cheesemaker in free time. You're the fucking best.
Like Batman.
Champ.
He was rooting for the hip hop cheese to win all along as well. He fucking knew that the hip hop cheese was the fucking funkiest cheese.
Pretty gangster.
The name of the food technologist that looked into this was the ZHAW Food Perception Research Group.
But of course,
the songs that were used.
That's how you go for all your food.
Mozart's song was The Magic Flute. Led Zeppelin looked at Stairway to Heaven. Tribe Called Quest had jazz. We've got. There was also ambient noise looking at with the cheese. There was also techno noise looking at the cheese.
Works.
what else was looking at the cheese?
Henry, did they have a controller? Is this like your bullshit dog story?
Wow!
So shit science.
Wow! Oh, here we go. There have been requests of cheese to be like sold to people that has listened to both blues, Balkan, and AC/DC music throughout all this as well.
You know that's not a genre, right? Like that's not-
AC/DC is not a genre, no, but the other two are. Beat Wampler, you're the fucking man. Let's go.
Beat. Champ. Seriously, where's he from? Where's he from? Or she?
Switzerland.
He.
Switzerland.
Switzerland. You know what? Actually, less of a champ now.
Okay, wow. All
You
right.
just
No.
Googling?
No. Beat One-Fly. I mean, Beat One-Fly is an amazing name, but Switzerland.
Okay.
Oh no, never mind.
Okay.
Novak Djokovic is Croatian. You're good. Beat
good.
One-Fly. What a champ.
If it changes anything, I
Thank you for staying neutral.
and I'll
Let's go.
come at you with the shot glass or a glass you just like my.
Please no
ancestors
glassing
used
in
to.
this extended cut.
Alright.
Well, that was fun.
Sure.
Me finally besting you both in a story that sounded like a lie. Mitch,
You got us.
the last episode we recorded on Zoom was with our good friend Caitlin as a special guest. And,
That's correct.
And in the non-recording bits, I suppose, we mentioned something about haikus, and she said, "Man, you should do a segment on Sci-Kus."
She did.
And I know
didn't she?
you took this
She
to heart,
did.
and I've let you deal with this story, this game. I know you have a thing about Sci-Kus ready. Please tell us about what these Sci-Kus are.
I can do that.
Yes, you can.
I'm very excited about that.
Very capable. I believe in you.
So here's how the game works.
Okay.
There are 5,
Oh,
1, 2,
no.
3, 4, 5 Sci-Kus.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
Well,
And it's open.
We're already fucked.
It's open to both you, participants, and the audience.
Yay, we're involved!
And the remaining audience who hasn't left after the official episode.
Half of whom have
Proud of
to
you
stay
guys.
because they're the designated
all
drivers.
30 of you.
So here we go. There are 1, 2, 3, 5,
1, 2, 3,
1, 2,
5.
3, 5 points up for grabs
Sure.
for no reason,
Can you give us more rules?
but for the pride. No, it's fine. So if
we
you
do
get
need more rules.
you need to keep a track of your own score if you get the haikus as you go. Now here's the rules. I will be using haiku
Okay.
to describe scientific concepts and or topics.
Okay.
If you get the concept and or topic correct,
Very good.
then you get a point. If you don't, then
Can't write at this point.
That's fair. All right.
Yeah, okay.
That's all good. No stress.
so let's warm up. Ha 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 with the first Sci-Kus.
Wait, is this part of the points that
No.
don't exist, or is this?
Here we
not
go.
part
Here's
of
my
the points?
first Sci-Kus.
Okay. Here we go.
And they should, apparently, from my research, be done in one breath in
Okay.
order to be poignant. Right, here we go.
Let's go.
Good.
Magnets.
Not magnets, audience.
It could be
member.
magnets.
It's never magnets.
How does it
Mitch,
work?
what do you have?
A ball is bouncing. Every action echoes. Forces opposite.
This is cool. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I was thinking you were going to Sure. Right?
Wait, how do we keep track of points? What's going on?
Balls
Every
Every
action
action
is
is
opposite.
opposite. Newton's credit. Sure.
Do we have a joint?
Surely this is a Newton's credit situation.
Is that what
Wait, are we looking for an object here?
Wait, yeah, what are we exactly looking for?
Your time for contemplation has ended!
It's one of Newton.
Oh,
I'm committing.
Okay, I'm starting with the audience,
I'm committing.
as is tradition.
As is tradition. What the fuck? This
Fuck
is the
off.
first time we played this game.
Exactly.
As is tradition.
What is your response?
It is Newton's third law.
Newton's third law?
Newton's laws.
Newton's laws?
Newton's laws.
Newton's laws?
I also agree.
That's what
We didn't
That's
cheat.
bullshit.
I didn't show them my answer.
We have written Newton's credo, which shows Newton's third law of motion.
Oh, we're good.
You're all correct.
Did it.
Congratulations. You two were more correct. So it is Newton's third law.
We got a point. We're good.
Right, shh, Jesus.
6 points.
Here is the second Sci-Kus. Okay?
Okay.
Apple falls from tree.
Oh, got it.
Good job.
Yeah, done.
No.
Planets seeking an embrace. Friend of trampoline.
We had an answer. You should ask the audience first.
Yeah, go with them first because we might.
Gravity?
We might change it.
What is gravity?
Yes, gravity. Woo!
Do they get
Fantastic.
harder or
Okay, now here from here on out, right? They get harder. I'll leave that statement there.
don't joke about that.
Many warmer summers.
Ooh.
Polar bears swim hopelessly.
Yeah.
Cut it out, dickheads.
There it is. Is that right?
Well, that's going to be harder.
You happy with that?
Was that vacuum?
No.
They answered, we win!
Yeah.
Climate change.
Climate change.
Stop global warming.
Global warming. All right. Turns out you're all correct. All right, fuck off. Here we go.
Easy.
Fourth one.
You can't even read right
I can read this.
I need to
What
go
am I
pee.
doing?
Right.
How many fingers do you have?
2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Henry's just left.
Now we can wait.
I'm going to be the host.
Yes.
Henry's done.
love
Welcome Ranger
this.
Andy to the hosting seat.
That's right. I'm not new to this scene. All right, what have we got next?
Here's the next one. You ready?
All right,
Number
the next
4.
one. Okay, what is my name?
Ranger Evangeline.
That's pretty close.
Ranger Andy.
Yeah.
Ranger Andy. Otherwise known as the other buff guy at the facility
Fuck,
that may
I am
not be
buff.
mentioned.
That's true. Yeah.
It's true.
Thanks.
Stacked.
I appreciate
this guy.
I appreciate
This guy.
the lie.
Yeah.
Well, while we're waiting for Henry to
If
come
the
back,
cats come along,
the people who are left in the
they've
audience,
got competition.
Have you guys had a good night?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Wow. Let's explore that. Why haven't you had a good night?
Let's unpack that.
I don't like the science.
That's
true. It's true.
Who does? If anything,
I'm actually a really conservative Catholic born again.
that's true.
Christian,
Because
heterosexual.
God is the only answer. Oh, shit, he's back.
All right.
A right-wing drag queen in the audience.
When I press-
that's an excellent choice for you.
When I press record, you start the haiku.
What? We
Ready?
talk so much shit, Henry!
All right. And
The plains are quiet.
they are.
Coughing is now shit scary. Keep your distance, please.
Really?
We got it.
Really?
This one, right? Right here. This is it.
You
Right,
said it got harder.
right there, right? That's it.
You've written rubella.
No, I haven't written
Is
rubella.
that okay?
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, with that?
Yeah, we're good.
Done.
Coronavirus? Come in!
Yes, you're
What is
right.
coronavirus?
Yes,
Is that when
COVID-19.
you wrote these?
Little drunk. All right,
There's been day drinking to eat.
number 5.
Smart.
Celestial orb. If we fuck this planet up, we're moving to you.
It's good. We know it. It's fine.
What is Mars?
Yay! Woo! You guys are all so clever.
That was it?
Yeah, that was it. That's my 5
You
haikus.
said it was gonna. Oh, so
Pardon?
we need Andy.
I thought it was gonna
You like the Sci-Kus?
Yes, that's what you said it was.
Just for the record, people liked my Sci-Kus.
People like you.
People like
Beautiful,
them.
by the way. Actually,
We loved your site.
I couldn't come up with shit like that. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Thank
the real
you.
question is, how long did that take you to write?
At least 20 minutes.
You hear that,
That's
folks?
how many syllables are on a haiku.
20 minutes worth.
That's not true. That's not.
Who's next? Is that it?
That's all.
Are we
of them.
done?
Yeah.
Oh!
Let's no, hang on. Let's stop recording now.
No, we've still got. I've got to talk to you about this.
What?
This band,
This band.
this collection.
What the fuck? All right.
headed by a ginger who is clearly the leader.
Oh, you want to talk? Okay, good. Yes, signs and symbols. Yes.
I do write signs and symbols.
Yes.
This ACT band,
Okay.
the Ginger Man,
The
who was
Ginger
with
Man.
us before,
Yes.
and with some other friends.
Yes.
Now, quality.
They are quality.
Just
yes.
quietly.
Yes, they are.
Quality.
Quality, yes.
Right, and we are going to be listening to a track of theirs called
Called Jack of Diamonds.
Jack of Diamonds.
They are, yes.
Which is my pick. Your pick was the blue.
My pick was
My
the blue.
pick was Jack of Diamonds. If you like polyrhythms, if you like good guitar noises, if you like good vocals, if you like some tasty rock and roll, we've got it all for you.
That's the song coming up.
Don't
right?
go anywhere else.
No, that's it. Okay, so yeah, wow, we're committing to this unstoppable recording that is the extended cut. Before we get to that point, though, we do want, because this has been a ride. My goodness, we haven't done this amount of alcohol in person in
74
months.
days.
74 days. We just see each other and we walk the dogs. That's all
true.
we do.
That's true. That's what we do.
Alcoholic discussions.
We do. No.
So
We're not drunk.
No, we would
Most
like
of the time.
We would like to thank. Let's give him. Let's drop out the Ranger for this one. Let's just
Ranger Andy.
No, we'll drop out the Ranger.
Drop out the Ranger. Andy, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate
One more time.
And in all, like
It's a less impressive applause, but
seriousness of the tomb, they're doing amazing work.
That's
amazing work for native animals. And the yellow box woodland,
yellow
that-
box, red gum, yeah.
yellow box red gum,
Grassy woodlands, yeah.
grassy woodlands, they are bringing it back.
We are bringing it back.
Bringing it back.
Yeah.
And you know how fucking rare that is, Henry?
So fucking rare, Mitch.
So fucking rare.
Andy,
it's very important we support
One
them.
more time, because this is going to be heard on YouTube rather than Spotify. We're going to give you the floor. Say the words you want to say. Let everyone hear.
Holy shit.
Ranger Andy is a friend to us, even though we just said we would drop the Ranger part of that name.
Andy. Anything you like.
Andy,
Alright.
say some words, please, people.
Let's see if I can do this one more time.
One more time.
First of all, yellow box grassy woodlands ecological community that you just brought up used to be found all the way down through the east coast of Australia, from southern Queensland all the way down through New South Wales into Victoria, even ranging across into South Australia. Since European settlement, 95% of it has been cleared. It's been absolutely decimated. It's really flat country, and in reducing the amount of trees there are out there, it basically creates amazing agricultural land. So those trees that were leveled, they're usually Eucalyptus melliodora and Eucalyptus blakeleyi trees, and at the point where they're sort of about 150 years old, they'll start to make amazing hollows for birds, for mammals, for just about every Australian animal that uses those for housing, right? So when we clear this land, if we're replanting, it takes 150 years to recreate those hollows, which is insane. So what we've done out at Mulligan's Flat Woodland Sanctuary is we put a predator-proof fence around the largest area of box gum grassy woodlands left in public ownership in all of Australia. So the land that we've got is super significant. And that predator-proof fence has allowed us to do reintroductions for things like eastern bettongs, eastern quolls, bushstone curlews. Some of those animals have been extinct on mainland Australia for up to 100 years, nearly 120 years for eastern bettongs. They're still found down in Tasmania, where their numbers are taking a pretty big hit. But that fence has allowed us to reintroduce them up here. The numbers are super strong. Without invasive predators, they are fantastic. So if anybody wants to come out and experience these animals, we've got eastern bettongs, eastern quolls. We will bring a guide out and show you everything and basically tell you about the science. We are willing to give you 10% off. The listeners for Science Of the Influence will get 10% off by using the code SUI10, SUI10. If you put that into the checkout, we're going to put that into the description, I assume, on Spotify and Apple Music. So make sure you come and check it out. If you live in Canberra or if you're traveling down to Canberra, make sure you check us out because it's a lot of fun.
We're going to be there. Henry and I are going to be there for the next couple of tours.
It's going to be a nice little evening day at the two of us.
Absolutely.
We're going to go out there. We're going to see the wildlife. I want to say, Andy,
you're doing the God's work, Andy.
Yeah, honestly.
Thank you so much.
Some say I am God.
And the fact that after all of this, You've managed just to whip that plug out like that without any without.
Oh,
any
you guys
setup.
are lightweights. I'm not nearly as drunk as you guys are.
This is our Science on the Influence winner of the month. Thank you for joining us, Andy.
Thanks for having me.
Mitch, do you have plugs for the socials?
I do indeed.
That was a rhetorical. You do have plugs for the socials.
I do.
Oh.
Please
Yeah. You can find us on Twitter at SUI Podcast. You can find us on Reddit by searching for SUI Podcast. You can find us on Gmail by emailing scienceundertheinfluence@gmail.com. And you can find us on Facebook.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the main one.
By searching for the same. Science Under the Influence.
That's it. And apart from that, Andy, thank you. Mitch, thank you. All we have left is just to introduce our music guest.
Now, I tell you
for
what,
the last time.
the music guest.
Yes.
This one.
Yes.
These guys.
Yes.
Signs and symbols, right? The
Yes.
ginger, he's gone, so I can say that. But
Yeah.
the ginger absolutely balls it. He's just fantastic. So this one's called Jack of Diamonds.
That's it. That's it.
I know you'll enjoy it. I don't need to tell you when to enjoy it.
That's it. I want to give a shout out to Signs and Symbols and their band leader Brent for joining us this evening one more time. And to take us out, my name has been Henry. I've been joined as always by my co-host
Mitch.
and our wonderful guest Ranger Andy.
Thanks very much.
They are four loud, noise-loving, jam session-adoring old mates from high school with a serious music problem. The music has been played from the United States all the way to Portugal. You can find them on Triple J Unearthed and all major music platforms. From their newest album, Counting in Colors, they are Signs and Symbols, and this is Fish's favorite songs of theirs.
Yeah.
It's called Jack of Diamonds.
Jack of Diamonds.
And we'll see you all very soon.
Get amongst it.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to meet you, madam and sir. Do you know that you share the same eyes? Not in color or size, but I do recognize you've both seen your fair share of life. I'll tell you a story, the guts and the glory, the day that the lion grew his mane. He was never the same, but he still had a name that no one remembers for shame. One day you will scream, and the world will fear you for the scars that you wear on your face. And I'll try to hear you, but first you have to speak.